You know, before I get into the meat of this video, there's a few things that I need to say up front that will, of course, serve as the intro to this masterpiece. And, of course, you have seen the title. Now, what we're going to deal with in this weekend's Rabbit Hole production is, after viewing this interview with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, I am thoroughly convinced now more than ever before that there is indeed a myth that surrounds this leveling up. It's mythology. And I think Miss Meghan Markle exposed that for us. And I'm not going to go too much into detail, but I'm going to save the center of the plate. Y'all know what it is, second nature like breathing. If you want to understand this leveling up myth as it relates to Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, and what this means going forward for all these other black women. See, I noticed how a lot of them didn't want to touch this interview. And they skimmed over it because there's a lot that was exposed. There was a lot that was exposed pertaining to this hypergamy piece. Because I'm here to tell you, if Meghan Markle is not a textbook example of what y'all call leveling up, then I don't know who else y'all gonna use. But yet and still, we see how she was treated. And I know what y'all gonna say because I know how y'all think and I studied y'all. Y'all gonna say, well, that's an extreme case because that's the monarch and, you know, and that's royalty and okay, I give you that. But what y'all don't seem to understand is that the lower you go on that totem pole, that type of bigotry, if you will, is going to just be blatant. So yes, the monarch has a reason to try to conceal their disdain because they have a public image. But now you're going to have certain families who don't really have that public image to worry about, and they're going to just be right up front about why they don't want Johnny dealing with this black woman. But let me get off of that because that's the whole. I feel like I'm actually teaching the whole. So you know what it is, second nature like breathing. Send me an email, I'll get you the link, and we'll cover all that in the whole. But I have to say this. And you black men, after I watched that interview, and I'm sitting back laughing. I'm sitting back smoking on a stick, and I'm chuckling. I'm enjoying this. And after the interview, I'm thinking to myself, I know black men are going to hit this out the park. I know they're going to tear this up. And so I'm waiting on the videos because I want to check out the commentary, and plus y'all know I only record on Saturday. But then as the week progressed, I didn't see any videos that dealt with this. This was right in front of y'all's face. And I'm asking myself the question, how did black men miss this? How did you brothers miss this? You know what it is? I'm going to give you the baseball analogy. Y'all know I'm a New York Yankees fan, so I'm going to give you a New York Yankee analogy. Here you have, it's the bottom of the ninth. The Yankees are down by 1 score. With 2 outs, bottom of the ninth, with 2 runners in scoring position. Who's ever at that plate, you have to swing at the next pitch. You have to. 2 outs, bottom of the ninth, you're down by a run, you have 2 runners in scoring position. Man, you got to swing at this next pitch. You got to. And that's where you black men were, man. It's the bottom of the ninth. You got 2 outs. You're down by 1 run. Man, you got to swing at this next pitch. You have to. And not only do you have to swing at the next pitch, but for y'all, the pitch was in the strike zone. I mean, that pitch is just hanging right there in the strike zone, man. Listen, you got to send that over the... Listen, man, you got to put bat on ball. And you black men just missed this, and y'all let it slide. And I'm sitting there, I'm scratching my head. I'm thinking, God damn it, how could you black men miss this? And I know y'all wonder, what is you talking about? Well, let me explain. Let me explain. And again, we're going to go much in detail in the whole, but let me give you what I can give you that's politically correct. Now, we're going to take Meghan Markle at her word. We're going to take her at her word. Everything that she said she experienced in that palace, we're going to take her at her word. Now, you had all these black women, and I've seen the videos, who applauded Prince Harry and said, hey, he's protecting her from his toxic, get that now, watch the wording, watch the wording. He's protecting her from his toxic family. And when I'm reading these titles of these videos, I ain't gonna mention the YouTuber, but it's one of y'all's popular ones. Have a boxing analogy tied to her name. I mean, I ain't gonna say her name, but listen, that's the video that she did, where he's protecting her from his toxic family. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, okay, let's say that everything that she said she experienced, then his family is not toxic, his family is racist. And we understand that, right? I mean, it's the monarch. I mean, that shouldn't surprise you. I mean, that should not surprise you. But yet and still, black women, who, by the way, took 2 L's in this entire scenario, I'm going to tell you what they were. But first they say he protected her from his toxic family. No, his family's not toxic. They're racist. And we understand that. We understand why. See, the royal family is not confused about what Meghan Markle is. Y'all are. That's the reason why you see videos on YouTube or on social media, people debating her ethnicity. Oh, she's half mixed or she's biracial. I've seen in some videos where they're giving the percentage of black and white in her. I'm sitting there laughing at this foolishness. See, that royal family, they don't have that confusion. They know what she is. And that's the reason why they treated her like they did. See, they're not confused. That's the reason why you have conversations when she was pregnant about what's the complexion of that baby. How dark is it going to be? That's the reason why you have those conversations. They know what she is. That's also the reason why when they found out that she was having a son, she said they told her, listen, we're not calling him no prince. And he's not going to get protection. See, they know what she is. Y'all confused about that. But yet and still you have black women who spend so much of their time talking about what? What do you hear on this in this colored sector of YouTube? What do we hear? See, this is what I mean by how did you black men miss this? What is it that black women are always talking about? Protection. Protection. And what is one of the biggest gripes that I guarantee you, if you line these sisters up, you have to inject them with truth serum, because 9 times out of 10, they're not going to tell us the truth because they know I'm trying to make a point, so they're going to lie. But if we inject them with truth serum, they will be forced to tell us the truth. So after being injected with truth serum, ask them, what is your biggest gripe against black men? I guarantee you, they don't protect us. So this is why we want to level up. Why? Because we need to get somebody who will protect us. And who is that? This white man. He's a protector and he's a provider. So when you got a race of women who talk so much about protection, it rolls off their mouth. They always, the black man don't protect us. We're not protected. This is the reason why we have to be masculine. We're not protected. We need to level up and find somebody who will protect us. As much as black women talk about protection, more so than any other group of women in this country, you would think they would understand what protection is, what protection is not, and what protection looks like. As much as they talk about it. But yet and still, you find them affording Prince Harry the title of a protector. And I'm sitting there and I'm saying, black men, how can y'all miss this? It's right there in front of y'all's face, man. The pitch is in the strike zone. You got to swing at it. Because Prince Harry did not protect that woman. And I know they went, well, how can you say that? Listen, let me tell you something. Listen, his family, they made it we ain't going to even play with this. He knew before he married that woman, my family does not like her. And we know why. He knew before he even married her, my family don't want me marrying this woman. And I'm quite sure that queen probably put him to the side and told him, listen, boy, that's a woman that you out with your buddies and y'all done had one too many. That's the woman that you get caught in the parking lot, in the back seat. That's her. See, that's the woman that you sow your wild oats, and then after you're done, you say, hey, let me get serious and find me a woman that I can settle down and marry. So you don't bring her home and tell us that you're gonna marry this. No, you don't bring. That's like somebody going to a strip club, fall in love with a stripper. Come on, stop. Stop. And his family made it abundantly clear, dude, we don't want you marrying that woman. Ain't no secret. We don't like her. And y'all know why we don't like her. We're not going to sit here and sugarcoat this. So Prince Harry knew going in, my family don't like her, don't want me to marry her. If he was a true protector, he would have never taken that woman in the palace in the first place. Why? Because my family don't like her. So if they don't like her, they're not going to treat her right. They're going to try to abuse her if they don't like her. So he should have been telling his wife, listen, baby, we going to get married, but I can't take you in that palace. And if she's dumb enough to ask the question, well, why, Harry? Why can't you take me in the palace? Because they don't want me marrying your ass. And because they don't want me to marry you, they are not going to treat you right. They're going to mistreat you. See, the protector is the one who says, I'm not going to even take you in there to allow you get to the point to where you want to commit suicide. That guy took that woman into that environment knowing full well how his family felt. They mistreated her. They abused her every chance they got. And we know why, because they know what she is. And this is the reason why she claims, and we taking her at her word. She claims that she was to the point of being suicidal. Now, knowing that that's the environment, wouldn't you think that a true protector would say, listen, I'm not taking you in that palace. I'm going to protect you against that type of abuse. No, he took her in, allowed her to experience everything that she complained about. And then when he removes her out of the environment, here come black women applauding, oh, he's a protector. And I'm sitting back and I'm like, black men, how did y'all let this slide? It's right there. Oh my God, how did y'all miss this? How did y'all miss this? A group of women who talk so much about protection don't even know what protection is. Because if they, and we know why, listen, we're not going to even sit here and play games with this. We know why he's going to get a pass. The reason why he's going to be afforded a pass is because, again, say it with me, follow the bouncing ball, ladies and gentlemen, his white skin covers a multitude of imperfections and sins. So even though he took her into the palace knowing full well that his family did not want him to marry her, so he knew they were not going to treat her right, but he took her there anyway. That's him. That's not the actions of a protector. Now, if you want to say he was protecting her when he took her out of it, I think at that point it's irrelevant. Because you should have never taken her in there in the first place. And for black women to give this a pass and applaud this dude as some great protector because he really loves, if he loves her, he would have never taken her in there in the first place. And then we got to give Oprah, I mean, you know, hell, she needs to get an Academy Award, an Oscar. When that woman during that interview said, listen, they were asking me about the complexion of my son. And Oprah, you see the expression on her face like, oh my goodness, what? Oprah, stop. You know damn well why they asking her about the complexion of that baby. You've experienced that yourself. That shouldn't come as no surprise to you. They know what she is. That's why you have those conversations. Now, y'all sitting back here and y'all talking about, you know, what percentage of black, white, mixed, biracial. I don't want to disrespect my other side. That's stupid conversations that y'all have. That royal family ain't having none of that. Listen, we know what she is, and that's the reason why, number one, we don't want you marrying her. Number two, if she has that son, we're not calling him a prince and we're not protecting him. We know exactly what she is. And those conversations should not have, they shouldn't even have been on the radar if this dude was a true protector. Why? Because they wouldn't have that chance to have that conversation with her because she wouldn't be there. He wouldn't even have taken her into that environment. But I find it odd that the black woman who complains so much about protection and I'm not protected and I want to be protected and black men don't protect me, so I have to find somebody who will. You would think that they know what protection is. You would think they, amongst any other group, they would be able to tell you hands down what protection looks like because this is how much they talk about it. They cry about it so much. And y'all allowed them to leave that pitch hanging there in the strike zone, and y'all didn't even swing at it. You didn't even swing at it. And see, the reason why you have to swing, with the scenario that I gave you, the bottom of the ninth, you're down by 1 run. You got 2 runners in scoring position. You got a runner on third. You got a runner on second. You got 2 outs, the bottom of the ninth. This is it. The reason why you have to swing at that pitch is because you don't want to leave that call up to the umpire. You don't want to, even if you think, well, this pitch is outside the strike zone, that umpire may say it's in the strike zone. He may call it a strike, game over. Y'all lose by 1 run. So you have to swing at that pitch. You have to try to hit that pitch. And y'all left that, and not only did y'all leave the pitch, but this pitch was in the strike zone. It's just hanging right there in the strike zone. A classic example of how these women who cry so much about protection don't even know what it is. They have no clue what protection looks like. They have no clue. They're sitting here applauding this guy. And see, here's the other side. I'm gonna tiptoe on this. I'm gonna go more so in detail in the whole. Man, this is a bad day for these women who tell us that they've leveled up. This don't look good. I know that's the reason why a lot of them really didn't want to do a video, and I've noticed a lot of them, the usual suspects, didn't even touch this. And the reason why they didn't touch it is because listen, if you're gonna say Meghan Markle leveled up, I mean, you can't. If that's not the definition of leveling up, I don't know what is. But yet and still, look at where she's at. Look how she was treated. Now, I know y'all going to say, that's an extreme example because you're talking about the monarchy in the royal family, so that's extreme. Yes, it is extreme. But now, the lower you go on that totem pole, that type of bigotry just becomes blatant. See, the royal family, they have a public persona that they're trying to clean up. So they're going to whisper those conversations. They're going to pull her off to the side. It's going to be one-on-one. So therefore, ain't nobody else going to be around. So even if they said who had the conversation with, they could deny it. Why? Because it was just me and you around. Nobody else heard it. I ain't say that. Even if it was the queen. The queen was the one that asked me about the complexion of my baby. Well, if it's just y'all two around, she's going to be like, that woman lying. I ain't asked her that. But now the lower you go on the totem pole, you're going to have families who don't have that to hide, don't have that public persona to worry about. They just going to be blunt with it. Listen, we don't want you marrying that bitch. We don't want you cohabitating with that African-American sister. See, they just going to be blunt with it. See, y'all been lying to us. And when I mean y'all, I'm talking about these level uppers, these swirlers. Y'all been lying to us because what y'all been telling us is y'all are so desired. Y'all, everybody wants y'all. Everybody's checking for y'all. And their families are so accepting of y'all. They just got their arms open wide, welcome you right on in. Come on in. This is the lie that y'all been telling us. And we know that it's a lie because, again, here we go. I've been telling y'all this. That 70% number don't shrink. It don't shrink. Nobody can answer why. Why is that 70% number not shrinking? If y'all so wanted, so desired, everybody checking for you, why are y'all still, chronically, and why is that? And we begin to see reasons why when it comes down to this Prince Harry and Meghan Markle piece, because they know what she is. They know what she is. And I'm going to tell you something. And listen, this is where it's going to get tough, but I'm going to deal with this in the whole. If that woman, I'm talking about Meghan Markle, if it's a rocky road for her, my God, it's over for the rest of y'all. I mean, shit. If this woman is having a tough go at it, I mean, to the point she talking about suicide. If she's having a tough go at it, listen, it's over for the rest of y'all. But I'm gonna leave that right there. I'm not gonna really go too much into detail in that. I'm gonna wait till we get into this whole because, I have what I'll say. I'll put it this way because I'm trying to be politically correct. Matter of fact, let me leave it alone. See, if I'm struggling to try to put it into words, let me just leave it alone because I know that it's going to be easily flagged if I say it here. So hell, the video already going to be shadow banned, so it's already going to be blocked off. We understand that. So if I put that out there, it's just going to make it even worse. So let me just leave it alone and tell you and put a shameless plug in for the Rabbit Hole production. If you want to hear, you know what it is, second nature like breathing, send me an email and I'll send you the link. But I find this comical. I've sat back for an entire week for an entire week, and I waited. I waited. Because all these black women talk this protection piece. All of them. Every time you turn around, this is the gripe they have about black men. They don't protect us. They don't protect us. We're not protected. Every time a black woman is assaulted, you know, y'all remember that woman, I think it was before it might have been after the election. I can't remember. But y'all remember when the black woman was assaulted at the Trump rally. And they looked in that and they found one black man, one lonely Negro who was in the crowd. He just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. And they circled his head on that steel and they pointed out that Negro and they went ham on that Negro. Oh, he didn't protect her. Oh, he didn't come to her aid. Oh, blah, blah, this. And oh, blah, blah, that. As much as they talk about protection, surely they should know what protection is. But yet and still, they couldn't classify what Meghan Markle experienced as non-protection because that's what it was. That's what it was. And not one of those women made a video making that claim. Listen, Harry didn't protect Meghan. He didn't protect her. Because had he was truly a protector, he would have never taken her into the palace in the first place. Because he knew full well his family didn't want him to marry her. His family didn't like her. He knew this. He wasn't blindsided by this. It wasn't a secret to him. But yet and still, he took that woman into that palace. That's not protection. That's not protection. And to be fair and balanced, that's what they should have said. Listen, we got to be fair on this, y'all, because if we're not, they're going to call us out on it. And that's what I was waiting on. You black men to call them out. They talk so much about protection. We have an example of not a black man not protecting this woman, but their God. Their God. The guy who the sun rises and sets on. The righteous and holy, superior, provider and protector, God, the white man. Didn't protect that woman. And then after he didn't protect her and she became suicidal, and at that point he decided to take her out that house, out that palace, here they come. Here they come. Oh, he's a protector. Oh, look at him as he protects her. Never mind the beginning. They're going to just look at the ending. Because in the beginning, what they're going to do, his white skin has the potential to cover a multitude of sins and imperfections. Now let me wrap this video up because I don't want to slip up. Let me get ready to produce my whole where I can go in and say it the way I want to say it. And the reason why this is a bad look for these swirlers and divestors based upon this interview, I'm going to cover that in the whole. You know what it is, second nature like breathing. If you want it, send me an email. I'll send you the link. Because at the end of the day,